Hey guys, welcome back to Codic City again. It's been a while since we've played City Skylines, but let's get back to it. We're nearly at the end of this project. We have around 4 episodes left at max. Now before I get into the video, I just want to thank everyone for watching my videos and sharing it on Instagram. It really means a lot to me. And I mean, even Codic City or even this channel would not have been successful without your support. So thank you so much for everything, and keep up the support and I will grow as big as I can. Now getting back to today's episode, we'll be building the downtown suburb transition. This is where all the mid to low rise buildings are located, so there'll be pretty decently heighted buildings, not exactly skyscrapers like how we placed in the downtown, but pretty mid heighted buildings over here. So these are not exactly the part of the downtown, but they're still pretty densely populated, so there is going to be a lot of population in this specific area. This will be right next to the suburb, our very first suburb, which we'll be building in the next episode. I found these really amazing apartment assets on the Steam Workshop. These are the Russian apartments, I think. Not all of them are Russian. The ones which you're seeing me place right now are Russian. Some of them are actually skyscrapers by Reaper, so those assets actually come in different sizes. So the tall ones are actually placed in the downtown, and the small ones I'm actually trying to fit them over here. So I'm not sure if they would fit over here. I wasn't exactly sure when I was building this, but I tried putting as many as I could over here. I mean, the ones which fit. So I mean, they look pretty nice over here. A little glass touch is not actually harmful for these areas. And like I did in the downtown, every area needs some parking, so these are the parkings which I'm building over here right now. Some of them are actually for electric vehicles also, and the railway line which you see running right through the area is actually the cargo line which is coming from the international airport. So this track actually takes a turn from our industries, so it's actually splits. One of them actually goes into the airport, the cargo hub, and the other one goes outside the city using this track. First thing I do in any area before I zone the entire area with residential buildings is provide city services, which is extremely important, should not forget that. And so many of you might be thinking that there is no option in City Skylines to build mid-rise buildings, so how exactly am I doing that? So the mid-rise, yes, that is correct, there is no option. There's only the high density buildings and the low density residential buildings. So the low density ones basically form the houses which are there in the suburb, and the high density ones form skyscrapers. So you can't exactly form it like that. So there is a policy in the district policies tab which actually is called high-rise ban. So I think it is pretty self-explanatory. The high-rise ban actually allows you to grow smaller buildings with your zoning. So that's exactly what I've done over here. In this entire district and all the other suburb transitions which we have built will have this high-rise ban policy applied. So right now I'm starting to build the second transition area, which is right above the industries. So this is the place where usually the workers of the industries can live. I mean, they don't have to live, they can live over here because it's near to work and all that. So you see people usually live closer to where they work. So I decided I'll make one of those another interchange which would actually allow people to come in into the downtown suburb area from another direction, because I figured that if I do not build this, all the traffic will be heading through the downtown main road, and there will be a huge traffic congestion on the downtown main road, which I do not want at this point, because there's already a lot of traffic heading through my downtown and it's kind of painful. It took me actually this video. There's a lot of things which has been done off camera, because there was a lot of traffic problems during this time, because there was a sudden rise in population and all that traffic problem was just painful. So it took me a lot of time to actually clean up all the traffic and provide proper transportation. So to clean up some more traffic and to give other means of transportation, I have actually provided the metro over here. As you can see, I'm making the metro line straight into the downtown suburb area. So this was actually pretty necessary because the traffic was, I'm not even kidding, it was very painful, very painful. One thing which I actually pay attention towards while making a flawless transit system is placement. The placement of all our stations and all the bus stands or whatever we're placing over here. So it took me a bit of a while to actually figure out where I'm going to be placing my metro stations. As you can see, I have used these two tracked tracks to connect all the metro stations, and this is where I started the line, which by the way was a hassle because there are too many lines running from that one station, and at a point there was even a metro traffic jam on my tracks, so I had to clear that out before I actually go further into the rest of the build. By the way, I don't know if you people noticed or not, these videos are actually sped up more than usual. So like I said in my previous City Skylines episode, that is my, I think, episode 10 part 3, the videos are actually sped up usually to 4 times of speed, but this entire episode is actually sped up 8 times to reduce the time, because there was actually a lot of footage to cover, because it took me time to build all of this. This entire episode footage was of around 6 hours or so, which I have actually crammed into 15 minutes, so that was a lot to do. Anyways, so this is the part which I was speaking about. This is right above the above our industries. So there are actually 2 different transition areas which are built above the industries over here. So one of them is directly above the industries, one of them is I think northwest to it. Yes, that's the northwest side of the industries. So, and there's a lot of housing space over here. Actually, it's pretty dense still, even though there are mid-rise buildings, like I said in the beginning of the episode. Even though this area is the downtown suburb transition, well, there's technically no suburb over here, but there's the downtown suburb, whatever you want to call it. I'm still placing smaller houses, like smaller buildings compared to what I have placed in the first area which I built. So the buildings are still comparatively small over here, and they work pretty fine. They look decent also, and they're good. Now this is the part where I'm actually adding the metro to the second part of the episode, like the second area, and this has actually been pretty decently placed over here. It's right in the center of it, so it covers a lot of area. In fact, it covers the entire area over here. So I've placed one over here in the northwest of the industrial area, and one I have placed right in the one which is right north of the area. I had to make a few slight diagonal tracks over here to actually fit it through, and the rest of it was peace. I tried using the gaps between the two road, like between the buildings, to put this so that I actually don't reduce the zonable area of my of the road. So you see, the roads have a specific zonable area, and you can see there are small patches between those smaller blocks which I've made over here. So every block has gaps between them, so I'm trying to fill those gaps using these metro stations wherever I can. So this is kind of like the second last part of the episode. I think this is I finally connected all the metro stations over here, and it is kind of running like a loop, so it's actually perfectly made over here, and I like that it's a loop and not like a line actually, but it looks pretty good, and it's running flawlessly. Let me tell you, it's running absolutely flawlessly. There's no metro traffic jams on that, and by the end of this episode, my city, like the road traffic, also improved a lot. As you can see, like there is a lot of trains coming in and going out over here, And like even my cargo, even like my cargo trains, there are many of them. Just every second there's one train leaving from the harbor, or whether it's my rail yard, or whether it's the airport up there. So there are many cargo trains. Honestly, there are more cargo trains than my passenger trains. So that works pretty much fine over here. It was pretty interesting building the entire transit system of the area, and now you can see I'm zoning the entire area. So just to finish it up, and one thing I noticed was that there was barely any commercial area in this entire build, so I added a few commercial areas over here. Okay, now I know I always keep saying that we are supposed to add city services as the most basic this thing, but honestly I forgot. This is, I think, the first time I've actually forgotten to provide the city services in the area, and I had to add it right after I started building, and all the citizens of that area started crying about no water and no power. Since this was my first project, I have not actually given a lot of attention to very minor details. I've given the attention to major details like the skyline transition and the basic transportation services and all that. But this is the last part. This is actually the last part. I'm sorry, I actually forgot that there is still one more part left, because I've actually edited this video around a month back and now I'm releasing it. So this is the area which is actually northeast, and it's very filled with people. It has a huge population. You might feel that these buildings right now are very small, but they're actually not. I mean, they are right now, but soon they will actually grow up to be the proper size we require it. So right now they're small. You might see it in the cinematics too, but they'll become big, don't worry.
It's much too early, or it's far too late. Maybe I'm too old now, I'm just afraid that you.
So I guess we're coming to the end of this episode. If you liked my content and wish to see more, please do subscribe to my channel. And if there's something you want me to improve in, whether it's my voiceover or content, please feel free to write it down in the comments or get in touch with me on Instagram or Twitter. So this is it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.